So Canada's newly elected Prime Minister Mark Carney is on his way to visit the White House today for what really is a high-stakes meeting with President Trump. This comes amid that ongoing trade battle between the U.S. and Canada we've reported on so much. Here's a quick timeline of the tariff tension between the two. On February 1st, the president officially announced tariffs on Canadian goods, and 2 days later, he delayed them for a month. On March 4th, the 25% tariffs went into effect, but Canada saw a slight reprieve the very next day when Trump paused levies on cars. On March 6th, the Trump administration decided to suspend many of the tariffs it imposed on Canada. And on April 29th, the president reversed course on some of his tariffs for car makers. All this leading up to today's meeting with Prime Minister Carney. CBS News correspondent Natalie Brand is tracking all of this and much more for us from the White House. Good to see you this morning, Natalie. What do you think we can expect now from today's meeting between these two leaders?
Good morning, Errol. Well, as you laid out there, this meeting comes at a time of great trade tensions and also political tensions. Newly elected Prime Minister Mark Carney has not shied away from criticizing President Trump, and in fact, last week said that the old relationship between the U.S. and Canada based on increasing integration is, quote, over. Now, President Trump, when asked about this meeting yesterday, said he doesn't really know what he wants to talk about, but assumes he wants to make a deal. We spoke to the president and CEO of the Business Council of Canada, which represents some of the largest companies in Canada, Goldie Hyder. He told us that he hopes this meeting serves as an opportunity to start stabilizing the relationship between these two top trading partners. Take a listen.
We need to find a way forward on the issue of tariffs and trade. This is a meeting that allows you to reset. It doesn't necessarily mean you need to have some significant announceables coming out of it, because it should be the beginning of what one hopes is a beautiful relationship.
And Hyder says when it comes to talking about a trade agreement, there's really no alternative to reaching one, given how intertwined these economies are. It also comes as the two countries begin to think about a renegotiation of the U.S., Mexico, Canada trade agreement, which you may remember was negotiated under the first Trump administration. That is up for review next year, but it's believed that talks and negotiations around that will start much sooner, Errol.
Yeah, more evidence that this is a very important relationship for both nations. I want to jump onto another topic for you, Natalie. In a move that may surprise some people, the Trump administration asked a judge to dismiss a lawsuit that seeks to limit access to the abortion pill mifepristone. What's happening there?
Yeah, this was a lawsuit brought by 3 GOP-led states, really seeking to try to cut off or challenge telehealth access or prescriptions to that abortion medication, mifepristone, which is extremely commonly used in abortion and even miscarriages. Well, the Justice Department didn't weigh in on the underlying issue of access, but simply said that these states lack legal standing or the right to sue. You may remember, Errol, that an earlier lawsuit over this issue brought by a different set of plaintiffs was tossed out by the Supreme Court, which also said that those plaintiffs, anti-abortion rights doctors, didn't have the standing or legal right to sue. And Errol, on the campaign trail, if we think back to what President Trump said, he really said this issue should be left up to the states and that he would not take federal action to limit access to those abortion pills. Errol.
All right, Natalie Brand with the latest. Thank you for that.